Hare Krishna. Audible? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, you are audible, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, today, if any time you face any difficulty in my network connection, so immediately Prabhu inform me. I will immediately switch to another net. I think so. Today it should not be that should not be the problem, because wherever I'm sitting today, there is a very good bandwidth. So and connection. So I hope today there should be no problem. So yes. So we will start with Mangalacharanam. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I welcome you all for this Sanskrit class. Learn Sanskrit the easy way. Sandhi Prakaranam. Session 2. So in the last class, we had an introduction session. Okay. So yeah, from today, we will get into the subject matter. Okay. So as we discussed in the last class, before learning the concept of Sandhi, we need to know the alphabets of Sanskrit, the alphabets in Sanskrit. Okay. So there are how many alphabets in Sanskrit, and their classifications based on the points of articulation. So in today's class, we will see the Varna Vichara. We will do the Vichara of Varna. Varna means alphabet or any letter, and Vichara means we will understand, or we will do some discussion on the Sanskrit alphabets. Okay. So before understanding all these concepts about the Varna and all, we need to understand that this Sanskrit language is a sound-based language. Sanskrit is a sound-based language. Whatever you speak, that you write, and whatever is written, that you speak. Okay. So there is one-to-one, perfect one-to-one correspondence between what is written and what is pronounced. In Sanskrit, unlike English, there is a perfect one-to-one correspondence between what is written, letter, and what is pronounced, sound. For example, I will give you one example. If we write, like in English, if you see, Srila Prabhupada used to give an example. He used to give like CUT cut and PUT put. So both words have U as a common letter. In put also, the U is there. And even in the CUT cut, in that word also there is U letter. But in CUT cut, we pronounce that as a, U as a, cut. Okay. But when that same U comes in the word put, put, then we pronounce that U as U, put. So that tells that in English there is no one-to-one or perfect one-to-one correspondence between what is written and what is being pronounced. There is difference. But in Sanskrit, if there is U letter in any word, if there is U letter in any word, for example, Ullu. Okay, in Ullu we speak as in Ullu, the U letter is there. So what is being written, and that is only is pronounced. Okay. Even that U letter or the U sound is comes in another words also, in different words. Then also the U letter does not loses its pronunciation. So it's not that in Sanskrit, when we put that U letter in some other word, that U letter sound will lose its pronunciation. It's not like that. There is perfect one-to-one correspondence. Anytime in any word in Sanskrit that the U letter is coming, that means we have to pronounce it as U only. It's not that if in any other letter U is there, then we'll pronounce as or a or u, like that. It's not like that. You see in English, when you see put and this cut, okay, so U letter we pronounce that sometimes U and then sometimes a. When we list the English alphabets, so that time how do we pronounce? We pronounce it as, who will tell? When listing this English alphabets, we pronounce that U letter as how?
U.
Yes,
U.
we pronounce it as U. So again, the sound, the pronunciation is different. While listing, we pronounce that letter as U, and then when it is in put, it becomes U, and then that letter is in CUT cut, then it is being pronounced A. Okay. So there is no perfect one-to-one correspondence. But in Sanskrit, it is not like that. Okay. So any script can be used in Sanskrit as long as this one-to-one correspondence between letter and sound is maintained. Okay. So the most commonly used script for Sanskrit is called Devanagari. So Sanskrit is a language. Okay. Sanskrit is a bhasha, language. How do we communicate? Okay. It's a language through which I can communicate my emotions, my ideas to you. And Devanagari is a script, is a writing interface through which I write Sanskrit language. Okay. So Hindi is a language and its lipi is what? Or its script is what? Devanagari. Okay. For example, if there is Tamil, so Tamil is a language. And its script is what? It's Tamil. Like that. English is a language. Its script is what? Roman. Okay. So this is difference between the lipi and bhasha. So through the lipi, bhasha is written. Okay. So that is the writing interface. We write those letters. So however, whatever we write, the Sanskrit language, that letters, everything is called Devanagari script. I hope it's clear. Now, after understanding the differences between Sanskrit and other languages, we will understand now that how the vakya is formed actually. In any language, what do? We speak a sentence through which we communicate our ideas, our emotions. Okay, so Vakya is a fundamental unit of communication. And it has group of meaningful words. It has group of meaningful words. Matlab pad. Okay, that means pad. So in a sentence, there are so many pad or words. And word is a meaningful group of letters. So how the word is formed? The word is formed with letters. Okay, so many letters, when they constitute then a word is formed. So in this way, this is the thing. Okay, so letter is there, and when there is a group of letter, that is called a word. Okay, meaningful group of letters is called word, and meaningful word, the group of meaningful word, it becomes a vakya or a sentence. And sentence is a fundamental unit of communication. For example, Ramaha phalam khadati. Okay, you see here. Ramaha phalam khadati. Rama eats phalam. Phalam means fruit. Okay. So arthavat padanam samuha vakyam varnanam arthavan samuha padam. The same thing what I explained now, that is written in Sanskrit. So you see, Ramaha is a word. Okay. This is a sentence. Rama phalam khadati is a sentence. And Ramaha is a word. Okay. Ramaha is a word. There are three words in this sentence. And each word is a group of meaningful letters. So you see, Ramaha, if we do the Padavibhajanam or the split up of the word, then we find that there are letters in it. Okay. So the letters constitute a word. So in the Rama word, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters maybe actually. Not 5 actually, it's 4 only because Visarga includes here in the So there is half the Ra, okay, Vyanjan Ra, then there is A, M, then Aha. Okay, in this way it becomes Ramaha. Okay, so 4 varnas constitute one word Ramaha. Okay, and then Phalam. So Fa plus A plus L plus A. And at last Actually, after L it's So in this way, the word becomes phalam. Okay. Then khadati. Okay, khadati. So it kha, a, the, a, the, and e. So these letters constitute the word khadati. In this way, these independent words in this vakya, there are 3 words. Ramaha is one word, phalam is another word, khadati is another word. In Sanskrit, word is called padam. What it is called? Padam. Okay. So, and whole, when there are a group of meaningful words, it becomes a vakya. Okay, a sentence. So now, after understanding this thing, we will know actually in Sanskrit how many alphabets are there, how many letters are there in Sanskrit Varnamala. Okay, how many letters are there in Sanskrit Varnamala? So, first of all, we will see that there are 13 vowels. There are 13 vowels. Vowels means swaraha. In Sanskrit, we call vowels as swaraha, or okay, they are called swaraha. So, how many they are? They are 13 in number. A, I, U, R, A, I, O. In this way, there are only 13 vowels. Now you will think, Prabhuji, there is no aha. So please understand that there is no aha is considered to be a different, or is aha is not considered, are not considered vowels. Aha are not separately considered as vowels, because in the there is a bindu, anuswara. So that is a different sound, special sound in Sanskrit. And according to the expert grammarians, aha is not considered to be a separate vowel. Okay, aha is also, there is visarga. So that is also a separate sound, a special sound in Sanskrit. And these two things you will get to know eventually. I will explain this thing about anuswara and visarga. So now you see in Sanskrit there are only 13 vowels. There are only 13 vowels. A, I, U, R, A, I, O. In this way, there are how many vowels? There are only Now, after understanding that the count of how many vowels are there in Sanskrit, we will see actually what is the definition, what is the meaning of swara. The word swara, as we tell in Hindi or in Sanskrit, what is the meaning actually? We tell again swara, vyanjana. Have you know what is the etymological meaning of this word swara? So swaraha means in Sanskrit, swayam rajante iti swaraha. Swayam rajante iti swaraha. A swara is a letter which can be pronounced independently without the help of any letter. Swaraha, what is the meaning of the word swaraha? That means that one who is pronounced, one which is pronounced independently. Swayam rajante. Just as a king, okay, just as a king does not need anyone's support. Okay, he's a king. Okay, he can take decisions. He's the independent king. He can do whatever he likes. King is independent. Okay, so similarly, it's swayam rajante. It is not dependent. So swara means what? It is not dependent on anyone, any letter to pronounce. Okay, so swara is a letter which can be pronounced independently without the help of any letter. Okay, it does not need anyone's support. A swara does not need any letter for pronunciation. Okay, does not need any help of any letter. It is independent. We can pronounce it independently. Okay, so this is the meaning of the word swaraha. Now this swaraha, these 13 vowels are actually, they also have some type of divisions in the sense of rasva and dirgha. What is the meaning of rasva? Rasva means short vowel. Rasva means short vowel. Okay. And dirgha means it's a long vowel. Okay. So rasva actually means, why do we consider in that way? Because rasva means short vowel in what sense? In the sense that these letters take less time to pronounce. They take shorter time to pronounce. For example, a, e, u, r, r. So in this way, they take very less time to be pronounced. But comparatively, the a, e, u, r, they take more time to be pronounced. We need to little bit stretch. It takes many, comparatively, if you see, it takes more many seconds to pronounce. So, for example, a, then a, e, e. Okay, you see. So there is little bit time difference. So the a takes lesser time than to pronounce a letter. That's why it is considered rasva. Okay, it's a short vowel. A, e, u, r, r. They are dirgha swaraha. What they are? They are dirgha swaraha. Next is A, I, O, O. So these four letters, these four letters also, they are also taking more time. So they are considered to be the long vowels. They take more time to be pronounced. Okay, so they are long vowels. Okay, so you see, there are 5 short vowels. Okay, a, e, u, r, re. They are rasva swara. Then a, e, u, r, a, I, o, o. These 8 letters are dirgha swara. They take more time to be pronounced. Okay. In this way, based on the rasva dirgha, we have done some classification of the swara, of the vowels. So there are short vowels and there are long vowels. Now, we will learn there is something called diphthongs. There is something called diphthongs. You might have heard this word diphthongs. What does that mean actually? What are these diphthongs? Diphthongs means they are sandhyakshara. They are called in Sanskrit, they are called sandhyakshara. So A, I, O, O, these four swaraha, these four vowels, they are called diphthongs or sandhyakshara. Sandhyakshara means they are made with the help of two swaraha. So now you will think, Prabhuji, A, you are telling they are made with the help of two swara, so they are dependent. Not like that. It's not like that. So A plus E equals to A. Now this concept about diphthongs or sandhyakshara is eternal. This is eternally in Vedas also it is stated about there is a Vedanga called Shiksha. You have heard Chanda, Shiksha, Vyakarana, Jyotisha, and Nirukta. These are all what? Vedangas. So in the Shiksha Vedanga, all these classifications are being stated. And so we cannot question this. It's eternally stated that A is formed with two letters. A plus E equals to A. Okay? A Rasva Varna, Rasva Swaraha plus E Swaraha equals to A Swaraha. Okay. Then there is A plus E, Dirgha Ikar. Okay, Dirgha Ikar equals to I Varna, I Swara. So these are eternal. So with these two swara constitute this one Varna, I. Okay, this is eternal. Then O. So O is formed through this two swara, A plus U. A plus U. So they constitute O Varna. Okay. Then A plus Dirgha Ukar constitute Au Varna. They make Au Varna, Au Swara. So in this way, these four varnas, these four vowels are considered to be diphthongs or sandhyakshara. So these two swara make one varna, one A varna. So this is eternally stated in the Vedas. We cannot question this, Prabhuji, how it is happening. A is actually dependent on A plus E. It's not like that. This is how expert grammarians state, and we have to accept it as it is. Okay. So now we will learn there are how many vyanjanas or consonants in Sanskrit? There are actually 33 consonants. How many consonants are there? There are 33 consonants in Sanskrit. So there is ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, cha, cha, ja, jha, nya, ta, tha, da, dha, na, ta, tha, da, dha, na, pa, fa, bha, bha, ma, ya, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha. In this way, in total, there are 33 consonants. How many consonants are there? There are 33 consonants. Please note down everything what I'm telling. Please note down these points. These are very important. Now, to facilitate pronunciation, A has been added after each consonant in this chart. Now you see these consonants are there. These consonants cannot be pronounced without the help of swara. The consonants cannot be pronounced without the help of vowels. They need help, they need support from the vowels. But the vowels do not need any support from any letter. But the consonants need support of vowels. Without the help of vowels, these consonants cannot be pronounced. So that's why to facilitate pronunciation, a varna, you see ka. So actually it is the vyanjana varna is only k. So you you know that ka, then there is a line. There's a slanting line in the bottom. So that means it is half letter. Ka. Okay. So in order to pronounce it, we have to add some swara. So in this table, we have added in each consonant, we have added which swara? We have added a swara or a vowel to facilitate pronunciation. So that's why these consonants are dependent sounds. The consonants are dependent sounds. Okay. Ka, kha, ga, nga, nga, cha, cha. These all vyanjanas, they need support of vowels. Okay. Now, as we have seen the meaning or paribhasha of the word swaraha. Okay, what is the meaning of swaraha? Swayam rajante iti swaraha. Just they don't need anyone's support. They rule independently. Swayam rajante. They don't need anyone's support to rule. To rule means to be pronounced. Okay. So now we will see what is the meaning of the word vyanjana. Okay. What is the meaning of the word vyanjana? What the expert grammarians say, see, vyanjanani ityukte, vyanjanani is in plural form. Vyanjanam, it's singular form. Vyanjanani is in plural form. So many consonants. So vyanjanani means anvak bhavati iti vyanjanam ityaha Patanjali. So Patanjali is a great grammarian, expert grammarian, and he has written or he has given this definition of the word vyanjana or consonant. What does it tell? It tells anvak bhavati iti vyanjanam. Or anvak bhavati means anugacchati. Kim anugacchati? Kim anugacchati? Swaradharmam anugacchati iti vyanjanam. So in other words, vyanjanas or consonants are those letters that cannot be pronounced independently and need the help of swaras for pronunciation. So consonants are those letters that cannot be pronounced independently. They are swaradharmam anugacchati. Means they have to take help of swaraha, the vowels, to be pronounced. Without the help of swara, they cannot be pronounced. That's why they are called anvak bhavati, or they are dependent on someone. This is the meaning of vyanjana, given by Maharshi Patanjali. You might have heard the name of sage Patanjali. So you might have heard the name Maharshi Patanjali. He was expert grammarian. He wrote a commentary on Panini grammar, on Panini's grammar. What is the name of commentary of Panini's, of the name of commentary by Patanjali? Anyone knows?
Mahabhashya.
Yes, Prabhuji, very nice. So Patanjali wrote commentary on Panini's grammar, and that commentary is called Mahabhashyam. What is it called? Mahabhashyam. Please note down this. Okay. In future, it will help. Okay, so now we saw about swaras and about vyanjanas, about vowels and consonants. Now we will see about special letters or sounds in Sanskrit. There are some special sounds in Sanskrit. Just as we exempted Anuswara and Visarga from the vowels. Why? Because they are not considered to be independent vowels. The great grammarians, they have not considered these two, Anuswara and Visarga, to be separate letters or separate vowels. In Hindi, it is being introduced. Oh, there are 15 vowels. A, I, U, Re, A, I, O, Aha. But in Sanskrit, it is not like that. In Sanskrit, there are only 13 vowels. So these are considered to be special sounds in Sanskrit. Now we will learn about that. So, first of all, we will learn about Anuswaraha. What is it? Anuswaraha. What is Anuswaraha? So, Anuswara means in Sanskrit, the Paribhasha. Paribhasha means the meaning, the definition is given by great grammarians. What is the definition given? Swaram anuprayujyate iti Anuswaraha. Swaram anuprayujyate, or that which succeeds, through swaraha. Anuswaraha swarat paraha prayujyate. That means that anuswaraha is applied after swaras. Anuswaras, they are applied every time, always they are applied after swaraha. Swarat paraha prayujyate. You will not find that before vowel there is anuswara. It cannot, because anuswara is always dependent. The anuswara is always applied after swaras only. For example, im, rim, aim, om, aum. So you see, first of all we speak swaraha, then we find that that sound. So sound is anuswara. The dot, the bindu we put above the swaraha. So through that we denote anuswara. Okay. So that which is employed to swaras are anuswaras. Okay. Anuswaram anuprayujyate iti anuswara. So this is the definition of anuswara. Now we will learn about visargaha. So what are visargaha? What are visargas? So visarga, what is the definition of visarga? Visarga means there are these two dots. Visargam tu bindudvayam vilikhya pradarshyanti lekhaka. So yatha aha, ihi, uhu. So after swara we put the two letters, two dots. Through that we denote visarga. Now you would be definitely very much anxious to know the meaning of the word visarga. We learnt about swaraha, we learnt about vyanjan, what is the meaning of vyanjan, what is the meaning of swara, what is the meaning of anuswara. Now we will learn the meaning of the word visarga. How the visarga word has formed. What is the etymological meaning of this word, visarga? What is the meaning? So the great grammarians state, Vividhatam srijati iti visargaha. Vividhatam srijati iti visargaha. That which manifests itself in different ways is visargaha. Sargaha, you know, everyone you might know. Sargaha means what? Even the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see the first topic, what is the first topic? Atra sargo visargascha sthanam poshnam utayaha manvantarena ishanukatha nirodha mukti rashraya. So these are the 10 topics of Bhagavatam. And in that, the first topic of Bhagavatam is what? Sarga. What is the meaning of sarga? The meaning of sarga means creation. The meaning of sarga is creation. So the upasarga. Upasarga means that which proceeds, precedes with any word. That which precedes any word, that is upasarga. Okay. So in this visargaha, the V is upasarga. Okay. V is a prefix. In English, we call it as prefix. So V is prefix, and what V denotes in this Visarga word, it denotes Vividhatam. Vividhatam means different ways. Okay, different ways. So that which manifests itself in different ways, it's Visarga. So the Visarga in the rules of grammar, there are so many rules in grammar that how the Visarga sometimes, while we in future, when we will learn about this Visarga Sandhi, we will learn about this Visarga Sandhi. So we'll get to know that how this word, how this Visarga or these two dots are manifested in different ways. Sometimes Visarga is manifested through Sakara. Through Sakara. Sometimes Visarga is expressed through Okara or Oswara. Sometimes Visarga is manifested through Lopaha or Adarshanam Lopaha, that which does not exist. So sometimes it is non-cognition. Sometimes it just gets Lopa. It just vanishes. So sometimes the Visarga is manifested in that way also. So anyway, now you will not be able to realize actually how it happens practically. But eventually, when you will learn about the Visarga Sandhi, you will get to know. Okay, so Visargam to Bindudvayam Vilikhya Pradarshyanti Lekhakaha. So that is aha, ihi, uhu. Okay, so this is also a special sound. Visarga is also applied to all the swaras only. Okay. Now we will see symbols in Devanagari script. There are so many symbols. कुछ रेखाएं, कुछ चिन्ह होते देवनागरी स्क्रिप्ट में. So what are those symbols? The first symbol is halantaha. Halantaha. What is halantaha? A stroke below a consonant indicating that the consonant stands by itself without any vowel following it. Halanta means what? So it indicates the consonant that which stands by itself without any vowel following it. Okay, because the consonants need support of, they are dependent on vowels. Okay, so when there is no vowel attached to the consonants, then we indicate them through the symbol halantaha. So you can see here there's a slanting line below the consonant. K, t. So there is no swaravarna. Okay, it's independent consonant. That is called halantaha. Then there is dandaha. Dandaha. There is another symbol called dandaha. A vertical line which indicates the end of a sentence or one section of a verse. Okay. What does danda, the danda symbol mean? The danda symbol is a vertical line, a straight line, which indicates the end of a sentence. When the sentence is ended, then we put a vertical line to indicate, okay, now the sentence has ended. Or sometimes you would have seen in the Bhagavad Gita verses that there is a big verse, and then after two lines, there is one vertical line. So what it will indicate? It will indicate that there is one section of a verse has ended. One section of a verse has ended. A double line indicates the end of a verse or paragraph. Okay, so sometimes the danda, there are two dandas, double line. What do they indicate? They indicate the end of a verse. For example, any Anushtup Chanda you take, the Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. So after this, you would see that there are two dandas. There are double line. What does that indicate? That indicates that now, okay, the verse has ended. Sanjaya. So that's the end. So we indicate through double line. Okay. Or even we there are some paragraphs in Sanskrit So we put double line to indicate, okay, now paragraph has ended. Okay. So these are some symbols in Devanagari script. Now, before we proceed, I would like to invite some questions. If anyone has any questions.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Too many questions. I don't know. It is very. I think that it is a totally a new concepts and all this Sandhi, Swara, vengeance. I am totally get confused now. I don't know how I will cope up with this.
Prabhu, it's
I don't know. It is after maybe 20 years, 25 years later, I am hearing this kind of Swara, Venjana, this Halan, Anuswara, and I don't.
Prabhu, actually, these are the basic rules in Devanagari script. If you know Devanagari script, then this all the things which I'm mentioning here, for example, halanta or danda, these are just simple, Prabhu. When we write the vyanjan, so then if there is no vowel preceding it, so then we indicate through that slanting line below the consonant. Okay, so it's simple. Whatever we write, I'm just telling you the names.
Yeah, but I think that it requires lot of the practice, lots of reading, lots of writing.
Yeah, Prabhu, don't worry, Prabhu. We have in a sense that whatever I'm teaching now. So you have one more week to revise everything. So don't worry. I will give you a lot of practice questions.
Okay,
so after each class, I will give everyone a worksheet to do. So all the things I have taught, they will do another. They will practice again and again, so that then they will be able to memorize. Okay. So don't worry, Prabhu. It's not very difficult concept. It's simple only. I'm just giving the names. Okay, just telling the names. Maybe you might not have heard, but you might.
No, it seems like a new names.
Oh.
New name means like my name is Chandradev, Murlidhar Prabhuji. Like that, I'm saying that it is a new name.
Oh, so maybe you are not like so much familiar with this Devanagari script, I think.
No, Devanagari script, I am aware. All this I know, writing and all. I am good, but these kind of things, it is a totally a new concept. This.
Yeah, but halanta is very like it's very common concept. Halanta or some danda. Danda is simple, Prabhu. Is only a vertical line through which we indicate the end of a sentence. We write that, no? So don't worry, Prabhu. It's not very difficult. Like if you practice know that again and again, that word comes again and again. I will speak those words again and again. So you will get used to it. So no need to worry, Prabhu. Initially, you might find very difficult to cope up with all these new concepts. But eventually, as you hear again and again same things, you will become used to. So you will not find it new.
Can you write and explain? Then it will be better.
Right, Mataji, how do you mean like right means?
On whiteboard or something like that,
Okay,
on
okay.
a blackboard, and show us. So the halan, one dand, two dand.
Okay. Actually, here everything is written. If you see, like for example, halantaha. Okay, there is this halantaha. So halantaha means that there is a stroke below a consonant. You see now here, there is this consonant ka, vyanjan ka, and then below there is a slanting line. There is a stroke. Okay, you see? Ka, here also there is below the ta, there is this slanting line. There is a stroke. So this is indicating, this symbol is indicating that there is no swaraha preceding it. There is no there is no swara following it. There is no vowel following it. Okay. As I said before, that the consonants are dependent sounds. They cannot be pronounced without the help of vowels. So when there is no vowel associated with consonant, we write consonant through the help of this symbol. This halanta symbol is there, no? The stroke below a consonant, we write it as. We indicate, okay, so when we write that stroke below the consonant, it indicates that in this consonant, there is no vowel associated, or there is no vowel following it. Okay, so below the consonant, there is this stroke. Then if you see, there is a stroke. Okay. Then danda. So danda is what? Is a vertical line. Okay, you see, there is this vertical line. Okay, for example, Ramo gacchati or Ramaha goes. Rama जा रहा है. हिंदी में भी आप देखेंगे तो हिंदी में भी हम लोग जब लिखते हैं उस समय हम लोग एक डंडा लगा देते लास्ट में, मतलब एंड. जैसे इंग्लिश में we write it as period, no, or stop, full stop. So similarly, danda is a full stop in Sanskrit. Simple thing. Danda is what? It's a Sanskrit name for the word full stop. Nothing else. So in Sanskrit, we write a vertical line to indicate that okay, now the sentence has ended. Okay, Ramo gacchati is there. So we write a vertical line here. This indicates what? Okay, the sentence has ended. Now, when there are some shlokas, okay, sometimes there are big shlokas. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita, you might have seen there are shlokas. One sentence, another sentence. Then at last there is two lines. There are two lines, two vertical lines. What does that indicate? That indicates that the verse is ended. मतलब अभी वर्स जो है वो खत्म हो गया, आगे वर्स नहीं है, मतलब वो जो वर्स है वो भी खत्म हो गया, तो ये बताता है. ठीक है, तो in this way this double line indicates that the end of a verse or paragraph. Sometimes we write a big paragraph, so many words, 500 words in Sanskrit. Then at last we can write, then we can to conclude, we can put two vertical lines to indicate, okay, now paragraph has ended. Okay, simple thing. So we put full stop in English. In Sanskrit, we write we put a vertical line, and that is called danda. Yeah. So these are some symbols in Devanagari script. You might have written all the symbols what I'm explaining now. I'm just, maybe the names you might feel them new, but it's just the halanta, the stroke below the consonant. Danda means there are this vertical line which indicates the end of a sentence. So now we will see the divisions of Sanskrit Varnamala based on the points of articulation. Now we will see what? We will see the divisions of Sanskrit Varnamala based on the points of articulation. तो हम लोग अभी देखेंगे कि संस्कृत वर्णमाला का जो डिविजन्स है, संस्कृत वर्णमाला जो है उसका डिवीजन, उसका क्लासिफिकेशन किसके आधारित? उसके उच्चारण स्थान के आधारित. ठीक है, उसके उच्चारण स्थान के आधारित मैं समझाऊंगा. आई विल एक्सप्लेन नाउ. सो व्हाट डज द उच्चारण स्थान मीन्स? ओके, या सो sthanani, ucharana sthanani. Ucharana means what? Ucharana means pronunciation. Ucharana means pronunciation. And sthanani means, sthana means what? The place. The places in the mouth from where we pronounce the letters. Or in English, we can call it as points of articulation. We can call them as points of articulation. The places in the mouth from where we pronounce the letters, the letters. Okay, so we pronounce these words, we pronounce this everything through what? We pronounce through the mouth. And different letters in Sanskrit Varna Mala are pronounced with the help of different places in the mouth. Okay, so in mouth we use six places. In mouth there are 6 places through which we pronounce whole of the Sanskrit Varnamala. In mouth there are 6 sthana or 6 articulation points through which we pronounce letters in Sanskrit. The first point of articulation, or the first place from where these letters come, is throat. Kantaha. Okay, so you see here, one second. The first one is what? Throat. Kantaha. Okay, throat. So the first place of articulation is what? Throat. And in this graph, you can see one is written here. Okay, so this is a throat. Okay, so through this place we pronounce some letters in Sanskrit. Through this place, some letters in Sanskrit are being pronounced. This is one place of pronunciation. This is the one place through which we pronounce the letters in Sanskrit. So this is called Kantaha or throat. Next is palate or talu. Okay, talu. What is talu actually? Talu is here, you see. When the tongue, it touches the back portion of the upper portion of the mouth, that cha, if you see cha, then you can see that it is touching the upper portion of the mouth. Upper portion. You pronounce cha. You pronounce cha. You will find that how the letter cha, the tongue is touching the upper portion of the mouth. Cha, 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 ja, jha, na, nya. Okay, so that tongue is touching the upper portion of the mouth, and that is called, the upper portion of the mouth is called palate. When the tongue touches the upper portion of the mouth, it is called talu or palate. This is another place, the second place of the point of articulation, or the uchcharana sthana. Now the third point of articulation is roof, or the murdha. You see here. Now you pronounce ta. So the tongue is becoming like it's touching, the tip of the tongue is touching upper portion. The tip of the tongue is touching the upper portion. You pronounce ta, ta, tha, dha, dha. You see how the tongue, the tip of the tongue is being so it's touching the upper portion of the mouth. Ta, tha, da, dha. Okay, so that is called murdha. What is that called? That is another point of articulation. That is another place from which the letters are being pronounced. Next is teeth. So through the help of teeth, we also pronounce some letters. So teeth is also another place for pronunciation of letters. Now you see ta. You pronounce ta. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. You see that while pronouncing ta, we use the teeth. We take the help of teeth to pronounce the letter ta, ta. You see how the jivva or the tongue is coming between the teeth. So with the help of teeth, we pronounce the letters ta, tha, da. So this is another place of articulation or another place of pronunciation of letters. Then there is fifth sthana. There is a fifth place of articulation. What is that? Lips. Lips is also a place from which the letters are emanating. Oshtau. In Sanskrit, what do we call? Oshtau. Now you pronounce pa. Pa, pha, ba, bha, ma. We take the help of lips to pronounce the letter pa. Both lips are touching each other, no? Pa, you pronounce pa, pa, pha. Both lips are touching each other. So then the pa is being pronounced. So this is another place of articulation. Then there is nose or nasika. Okay. Then there is nose or nasika through which some letters are pronounced. Okay. So you'll get to know which letters are being pronounced through which place of articulation, through which place of pronunciation. Okay. Throat is one place of articulation. Palate is another point of articulation. Roof is another point of articulation. Teeth is there. Lips are there. Nose are there. Nose is there. In this way, there are 6 points of articulation. How many points are there in mouth for articulation? There are 6 points of articulation. Or in Sanskrit, we call as Uchcharana Sthanani. We call them as Uchcharana Sthanani. Okay. So there is this Kantha, then Talu, Murdha, Dantaha, Oshtau, and Nasika. Okay, so these are 6 points of articulation. You see, guttural sound. Okay, guttural. Names of sound pronounced from each point. Gutturals, Kanthya. So gutturals is a term, are the sounds pronounced from the throat. Gutturals are the sounds pronounced from the throat. Okay. Palatals are the sounds pronounced from the palate. Talavya. Cerebrals are the sounds pronounced from the roof. Dentals are the sounds pronounced from the teeth. Labials or ostya, lips, are the sounds pronounced from the lips. Nasals, anunasika, are the sounds pronounced from the nose. So these sounds pronounced from different points of articulation, they are so from throat the sound is pronounced, that is called guttural sound. Sound pronounced from the palate, that's called palatal. Sound pronounced from the roof, that's called cerebrals. Sound pronounced from the teeth, that's called dentals. In this way, there are 6 sounds. There are 6 sounds. Gutturals, palatals, cerebrals, dentals, labials, and nasals. Okay. So anyone has any question? Is it clear? Are you facing some difficulty in understanding?
Prabhuji, we understanding, but I think that unless otherwise there will be a particular word will be there to connect with this, then only we will be able to know. Like you are saying the Kanthya song.
Prabhu, slowly.
Guttural.
Prabhu, see, so many points, so many things are there in Sanskrit. So I'm slowly coming to that point. Okay. Now, if you see this table, you will find that how this gutturals, in this guttural sound, how many letters are pronounced through throat. So how many letters are pronounced through palate. Okay. So I am coming to that. Yeah. This is the table. If you see, ka, kha, ga, ghang, nga, these letters are pronounced from guttural sound. These are guttural sounds or sounds coming from throat.
We can't see the table. So
You
take
can't see the
the
table?
sharing. No.
Okay, I will share it again. One second.
Prabhuji, one.
Now, are you able to see?
Yes, yes, I can see.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
see.
Yes.
Hmm.
So you can see now that how these letters are pronounced from which places of articulation or which points of articulation in the mouth.
Prabhuji, one more request is there.
Yes.
It is better than next time, Prabhuji, at least 2-3 days before in advance, you share this PPT which you are going to take in the class so that it is easier for us also to refer and so that we can also read something.
Oh, okay, okay.
In case if any, so that we can we can read.
Yeah, Prabhu. Actually, Prabhu, what happens that I am also I'm also a student now, so I'm also studying a lot of things simultaneously. And what happens that when the class is going to happen like today, so I make the PPT today only. The morning I will make PPT and then I will share today in the class.
Okay, no issue, Prabhuji.
I will try to maybe make it like 2-3 days before the class commences. So then I will share in the group and then you can refer that and please you can revise that and then in class you might feel a little bit more, you can understand easily or so I will try my best to do, yeah, and try to share this PPT beforehand, maybe before 2-3 days so that you can refer it. Sure. But are you finding so much difficult to understand this? Maybe initially these concepts might might feel so much new because maybe of course in Hindi Vyakaran these concepts are taught but not in so much detail. So anyway, initially you might find so like everything new, but when I will speak these concepts again and again throughout the classes, throughout the course, then you might become used to. So no problem. Don't worry, bro. So any other issue, any other
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, how do we access, how do we revisit your like classes, lectures?
Yeah. I will come to that. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for reminding. Okay, so now it is 8:40. So I would like to stop here. So we will continue in the next. So next class will happen on Tuesday. Next class, okay, next Tuesday, the class will happen again. Now, what I'm going to do is, I have prepared some worksheets, some practice worksheets for you, so that after I will share these PPTs in the group, and then you can revise all the concepts again. After revising everything, I would request every one of you to attempt those worksheets. Okay. So those worksheets will be very much helpful because there are so many exercise questions which you do. And along with that, I will give the answer sheets also. So along with the exercise, I will give the answer sheets also. So after completing this exercise, you can cross-check your answers with the answer sheet provided. Okay. So after completing that exercise, you please cross-check and whatever I have written, so the answers are correct or not. So I will give the answer sheet along with the exercise questions. So try to attempt those exercise questions without the help of these PPTs or answer sheets. Okay. It's a humble request to everyone. So until the next class, like maybe Tuesday, you could because there'll be a lot of exercise questions. It would maybe take some 2-3 days to complete those exercises. I genuine, like I knowingly put so many exercise questions, because how much ever you practice the subject matter, you will get so much grasp to it. You will get good grasp. Okay. So again, you practice so many exercise questions. The subject matter you will understand perfectly. Okay, whatever concepts I have taught until now, so that subject matter you will have more grasp to it. Okay. So then in next class, if I ask anyone, you could be able to answer that. So my request is, every one of you, please attempt those worksheets, and those worksheets will be in PDF format. So you might have to make the printout of it, and then attempt, and then see if my answers are correct. So this is the it would help you. Okay, if you do more exercise questions, it will help you more. So this is the
video.
Yeah. Now I will come to the recording. Okay, how you can access to the class recordings, whatever the classes I'm taking. So how you can access to the recordings of those classes after the class is over. One second. Yeah. So actually, how many of you are able to do that? How many are, like, of course, I didn't give any recording until now, but for example, when you fill that Google Forms which I sent you, so while registering for the course, there was one question. Okay, there was one question where you have to fill that, please provide your email ID signed in your YouTube account. Okay, you have to provide your email ID which is signed in your YouTube account. So now what will happen? The recordings I will upload in YouTube. Okay, I will upload in YouTube, and I will share the link in the group. I will share the YouTube link in the WhatsApp group. And then when you click on that link, it will redirect to the YouTube. It will redirect you to the YouTube. Now, whatever email ID you have registered, or whatever email ID with which you have signed in your YouTube account, and you have filled in the Google Forms while registering for the course, through that email ID only, you can access to the class recordings. Okay. Through that email ID only, you can access to class recordings. If you try to access that the class recording, if you click that link, but your YouTube account is signed in with another account, with which you didn't fill, which is separate from the email ID which you put or you filled up while registering for the course, then you will not be able to open that class recording. Okay, so you have to first of all sign in that YouTube account with the email ID you have put in while registering for the course. Okay, through that email ID only you can access the class recordings. That's the thing. So for example, I will give you an example. There is a YouTube account. My account is there, chaitanyadesai@gmail.com. Okay, this is my YouTube account. Through this Gmail ID, I have registered, or I have my YouTube account. And when I click on the YouTube link, which will redirect me to the YouTube so that I can access to the class recording, then in YouTube, if that email ID is registered, then only the class recording will on, or the class recording will play. If that email ID is not registered in YouTube account, then it will not play, because these recordings are private. Okay, these recordings are private. That's right. So now, so now anyone has any question, any doubt in this? Is it clear to everyone how you have to access the class recordings? Like this recording, whatever, like for like today's class, I will upload in YouTube, and then I will put your email ID, okay, in the private section there, so that through that email ID only you can access to the class recording. So those email IDs I will put while uploading the YouTube video. Then you click on the link, okay, you click on the link on the link I will provide in the WhatsApp group, and then immediately that recording will play. The class recording, you will be able to access it. But another person or your friend or someone, if you share this link to anyone else, he might not be able to access to it. He might not have access to this recording because he is signing the YouTube with the another account. This is the thing. Okay, so any other queries?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, just one question. From which lecture onwards we will be able to pronounce or uchar this Bhagavad Gita slokas, Prabhuji? I am just which lecture you think that we will be the right to start the reading of these slokas from Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, Prabhu, this you are asking about the pronunciation aspect.
Correct.
Yeah. So what will happen that gradually, as I explain about the classifications of these letters, okay, the Sanskrit Varnavala, based on the places of articulation or the places from which we pronounce those letters. So gradually, this pronunciation is a gradual aspect, Prabhuji. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So even in Gurukula system, in the Vedic Gurukula system, what used to happen, that the Gurukulis, they were taught for so many, like maybe for like years together, the teacher used to teach them how to pronounce those letters so that the pronunciation would, the clarity of pronunciation would increase. Okay. The clarity of pronunciation would enhance. So it's a gradual process. So don't think like that, Prabhu, that
No, and I also know that it will take gradual, but you think which you think that from which at least basic we can pronounce effectively these slokas, from which lecture you can think that 8 lecture, 9 lecture, or at the end of the last lecture?
Yes, of course, Prabhu, it's a gradual process. So you can expect, of course, at the end of the course, and then when the course ends, so you have to practice yourself also, because after the course ends, it's on your own. So you have to practice every day. Every day you have to chant Bhagavad Gita, and you have to apply whatever is being taught in this course. You have to apply those rules, and also you can take help of in YouTube. I will suggest you, there are so many YouTube videos where the people, the devotees who have chanted Bhagavad Gita in a very perfect manner. They have whatever the shlokas they are pronouncing, that's very clear and very nicely they are pronouncing the shlokas. So what you can do is to practice or to enhance your pronunciation skills. You can hear to them again and again, and along with that you can chant Bhagavad Gita verses. So that what will happen when you hear the pronunciation or the sounds again and again, your pronunciation skills, your pronunciation would also increase. Okay, so this can be of great help, Prabhu. That pronunciation comes, of course, by hearing again and again, like that. It comes by that. So your pronunciation would be enhanced. Your clarity in pronunciation would get enhanced only by hearing again and again. That's the thing. So it's
Prabhuji, whenever you get a time, just share in a group this. We have some link of those who is doing the perfectly chanting.
Yes, Prabhu. Sure, Prabhu. Actually, I'm chanting every day. I am chanting
You
every day
share
Bhagavad-
yours only then.
Yes, Prabhu. Not I chant every day the Bhagavad Gita verses through the help of that YouTube videos, because this pronunciation thing, Prabhu, that it takes a lot of years, so many years it takes. Okay, so it's a since it's a gradual process, for for so much time you have to hear again and again that recording, so that your pronunciation would get enhanced. Okay, your
Okay.
pronunciation would get enhanced. Definitely after the class ends, I will share immediately that playlist
Okay.
of 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So
Okay.
anytime if you get, you can hear, and along with that you chant Bhagavad Gita verses. So
Okay.
clarity in pronunciation would come like that.
Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. So any other questions? Any other?
Prabhuji, you said that the every means every after end of every class, whether there will be any exam or only the practice we have to do.
Prabhu, there will be no exams,
Okay.
only worksheets.
Okay. Okay. Worksheet we have to complete.
Practice worksheets I will give you, and then you can at your own pace of time you can attempt it. Okay, you can attempt it, and then you see yourself. I will give the answer sheet also. Then you cross check whatever you have written in that worksheet. You can cross check your answers. Have I written perfectly? What are the mistakes? Okay, so you can cross check yourself.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay, so I would like to end here. Okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for coming, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.